My child, I am watching you, and you have no idea. But only 11 minutes are left now. Yes, after these 11 minutes, something very scary is about to happen with you, and you will be surprised to know what it is. You walk as if time is endless, as if the breath you just took was promised. But I tell you now, there are only 11 minutes left, and each one is a gate closing. Do you hear it? The ticking is not just of time. It is the throb of eternity brushing against your soul. The clock you trust does not measure what I measure. I measure the heart, the intent, the unseen decisions you make in silence. Every second is a thread in the loom of forever, and you are blind to what you are weaving. The ignored whispers. You have ignored my whispers, the quiet nudges in your spirit, the ache in your conscience, the moments where something in you knew to turn back. You shut the door gently on me, then harder, and now it barely creaks open. I have watched. I have waited. I have sent signs through voices, dreams, strangers, even through silence itself. But you mocked what you did not understand, called it coincidence, dismissed it with pride. And now the space for choice narrows. 10 minutes. You think you are alone, but you are surrounded, witnessed by forces you pretend do not exist. Angels and spirits observe the choices that define you. They do not intervene, not yet, because this is your hour. But that hour is ending. You will not be warned like this again. Do not look at the sky for signs. The signs are in you. They always were. Your breath quickens, not because you are anxious, but because your soul knows truth is being spoken. Your flesh resists me, but your spirit remembers me. It remembers before it was wrapped in skin, before it knew fear, before it chose rebellion. 9 minutes. Fear has mercy. You do not know what waits for you on the other side of this hour, but I do. You think fear is a punishment. It is not. It is mercy. It is the voice of reality waking you. It is my hand pulling back the veil. What comes is not designed to destroy you, but to unmask you. I do not need your destruction. I desire your return. But return cannot come without confrontation. What you have hidden, I see. The words you spoke in the dark, I heard. The thoughts you nursed in secrecy are plain before me. There is no curtain thick enough to block my gaze. Yet I loved you still. I withheld judgment. I delayed wrath. I gave you more days than you deserved, more peace than you earned, more protection than you understood. And still you wondered. 8 minutes. This is not punishment. This is unveiling. The consequence is not designed by me. It was chosen by you, moment by moment, breath by breath. I do not hurl doom like a storm from heaven. I honor the laws I wrote into the foundations of time. You are not condemned by my anger. You are confronted by your reflection. Divine sorrow. Do not say I am cruel. I wept when you turned away. I watched you with sorrow, not rage. I remembered every moment of your innocence, the joy you once had in truth, the light that flickered behind your eyes before you dimmed it. And still I whispered your name. You heard it in moments of silence and sleepless nights, in dreams you forgot when morning came. I was always there. 7 minutes. You have built a fortress around your heart with stones made of excuses, cemented with pride, guarded by sarcasm and detachment. But the walls are cracking. You feel it now. The tremble in your soul is not imagination. It is recognition. The foundation is being tested, not by me, but by time itself. You do not stand against me. You stand against reality. That is a war you cannot win. The coming awakening. What will come in these final minutes is not designed to scare you, but to awaken you. What you fear is not death. What you fear is exposure. The truth made visible. The mirrors you broke with lies, I restore with fire. You will see yourself, not the version you post, not the mask you wear, but the eternal image I see. 6 minutes. You were made for more than this. More than survival, more than applause, more than power. You were made to carry glory. You were designed to shine, not with your own brilliance, but with mine. And yet you settle for flickers and sparks, for approval that dies, for pleasure that rots, for paths that lead to shadow. You are not wicked beyond reach. Do not believe that lie. But you are farther than you know, not because I moved, but because you ran. And yet I have followed, not with anger, but with longing. Every tear you shed in secret, I caught. Every cry you gave in despair, I heard. I'm not far. I never was. 5 minutes. The moment of confrontation. Do not waste the time wondering what the scary thing is. You already know. It is the moment of confrontation, the encounter between who you are and who you were meant to be. The reckoning of every word spoken, every step taken, every time you silence the voice that told you to return. You do not fear me. You fear the cost of turning back. You fear what must die in you. But hear me, what must die was killing you all along. The chains you hug are rusted poison. The habits you defend are hollowing your soul. The voice you trusted, the one that says there's still time, is lying to you now. There is not time. There are 4 minutes left. You have heard others say God is love, and you used it to quiet the alarm in your conscience. Yes, I am love, but love is not blind. Love sees all and still calls out. Love corrects. Love warns. Love reaches even now, even here, even in the final stretch. I love you, and that is why I speak in fire. There are realms you cannot see, doors that open when others close. When this moment ends, you will step through one, but which, you do not know. The illusions are fading. Your comforts will not follow you. The people you depended on cannot speak for you. You will answer for yourself. And I will ask only one question, not of your achievements, but of your alignment. Were you mine? Not in religion, not in ritual, but in truth. Did your heart bend to me? Did your will bow to mine? Did you love what I love and flee what I flee? Or did you smile in public and rot in secret? 2 minutes. I am not asking for perfection. I never did. I'm asking for surrender. The war is not outside you. It is within you. Now, the parts of you that resist me, that is the battlefield. Now, that is where I speak. Let it go. Lay it down. Fall to your knees, not in fear, but in freedom. Do not say it is too late. It is not too late yet, but it will be. My voice is shaking the walls of your inner life now. Feel it. Your soul is screaming, not because it is afraid of me, but because it longs for me. It remembers Eden. It remembers peace. It remembers the light it was born to walk in, and it knows time is closing. This is not a warning. It is an invitation. This is not about fear. It is about love. And love will not remain silent while you walk toward a cliff. 30 seconds. The hour is now. The veil is thinner than you think. What you do in these last moments echoes beyond time. Even now, I am ready to receive you. Even now, if you call out, truly, humbly, I will come, not with wrath, but with redemption. But I will not force your hand. I gave you will, and I honor it. Use it now. Bend it to truth. 15 seconds. The sky does not tremble. The earth does not quake. But your spirit does. That is where the storm begins, not around you, but within you. I am not coming to harm you. I am coming to reveal. And when I reveal, there will be no more hiding. 10. This is not about your past. It is about your choice now. 9. Do not look around. No one can save you but me. 8. I gave you life. I gave you voice. Use it. Speak. 7. Say my name, not as a joke, not as a curse, as a cry. 6. I am closer than breath. I'm more real than fae. 5. This is not fantasy. This is the center of reality. 4. No longer your ally. It demands your answer. 3. You were born for this moment. Eternity is watching. 2. What will you choose? 1. I am He. Choose. When God arrives unexpectedly, you wonder what happens in moments you do not plan. You fear what comes unannounced. But listen closely. It has always been my way to arrive when the world grows still, when eyes are looking elsewhere, when hearts are distracted, or when hope seems far. I do not move according to man's expectations. I do not warn as you warn. I do not arrive with spectacle for the sake of attention. I move in the secret moment, the turning breath, the crack between two thoughts. And in that space, I reveal myself, not as man predicts, but as I have always done. Biblical examples of divine surprise. Abraham, you are not the first to stand at the edge of something you do not expect. The ones who came before you also stood in such moments. They too doubted. They too forgot. But I surprised them, and not one was left unchanged by my arrival. Do you remember Abraham? He waited for the promise, but the years made it look like a myth. His strength faded. His wife's womb closed, and in their tent, laughter had turned bitter. But then I came, not with thunder, not with chariots, just 3 strangers walking in the heat of the day. He wasn't expecting me. He didn't know it was me. But I spoke, and Sarah laughed, not with joy, but disbelief. Yet I heard that laughter. I knew it. I had waited for it, because that was a moment of turning. She laughed in doubt, but 1 year later she laughed in wonder. I gave her a son in her old age, not to prove power, but to show that nothing is impossible when I speak. Do you see? I arrived when hope had withered. I waited until the human frame could no longer try. Then I acted. Joseph. Consider Joseph, betrayed, bound, abandoned, sold by his own brothers, accused of evil he did not do, cast into the pit of prison. Where were his dreams then? Where was his future? He was forgotten by men, but not by me. I kept my eye on him when no one remembered his name, when the chains bruised his ankles and his prayers echoed off stone walls. I was preparing a throne. In one day, one unexpected day, I lifted him from dungeon to palace. A forgotten prisoner became the second most powerful man in Egypt, and not through struggle, but through my sudden hand. He did not climb his way up. I lifted him, because I am the one who changes seasons in a breath. He was ready. The world was not. Moses, and then there was Moses. He was not seeking me. He had fled. He was herding sheep in a dry land, speaking to no one, running from a past drenched in guilt. But I found him there in a desert, through a bush that burned without turning to ash. He turned aside to see, and I turned his destiny on its head. He had no plan to lead, no desire to return. But I called him anyway. I surprised him, not because he was worthy, but because I had chosen him. And when I send fire, it does not need permission to burn. I made him a deliverer, not with weapons, but with words. I am the one who takes a stuttering exile and makes him the voice of a nation. Gideon. What of Gideon? He called himself the least in his family, and his family the weakest in the land. He hid to thresh wheat in secret, trembling, hoping not to be noticed. And then I came, not with wrath, but with a greeting. The Lord is with you, mighty warrior. Did he feel like a warrior? No, but I do not speak to the image people have of themselves. I speak to the truth I placed inside them. He did not expect to be chosen, but I chose him. And with 300 men, I brought down an army that filled the land like locusts. He did not need numbers, he needed obedience. And I gave him victory in a way no man could claim as his own. Hannah. Do you remember Hannah? She wept in my house year after year. Her womb was closed. Her heart was pierced by words from her rival. She cried out while others laughed, worshipped while others feasted. She was misunderstood even by the priest who watched her. But I was not blind to her tears. I recorded every cry, and in the year no one expected, I opened her womb. Not only did I give her a son, I gave her a prophet, Samuel, the one who would anoint kings, who would hear me in the night, who would shape the destiny of Israel. I do not only give gifts, I give answers to prayers prayed in pain. David. And what of David? The forgotten son, left with sheep while his brothers lined up before the prophet. No one called him. No one imagined he could be king. But I sent my prophet past every polished brother to find the boy with the harp and the sling. I anointed him in the midst of them. They didn't see what I saw. I saw a man after my own heart. I took him from the pasture to the throne. I trained his hands for war, but I also broke him when he sinned. I gave him victory and I gave him conviction. And even when he fell, I restored him, because I do not cast off the repentant. Esther. I was with Esther. She was a queen, yes, but she did not expect to become a deliverer. She was placed in a palace not for comfort, but for confrontation. And in the moment when her people faced extinction, I stirred her courage. I moved in her silence. I arranged the downfall of Haman and the rise of her people. She risked everything and found that everything had already been ordered by my hand. You see, my child, I always come when they least expect, not because I enjoy surprise, but because surprise strips away pride. When you cannot prepare, you cannot take credit. When you do not expect, you cannot manipulate. You must receive. I am not late. I am not early. I am precise. I enter the moment that will glorify me and purify you. And now hear this, I still move this way. I still come in deserts, in prisons, in palaces, in fields. I still speak through wind and whisper. I still call the weak and defy the strong. I still remember tears no one else sees. I still shake nations through the obedient yes of one trembling heart. You are not forgotten in the crowd. I see you. I know the pain you carry. I know the confusion you hide. I know the prayers you buried because they hurt too much to keep speaking. But I have not buried them. I have stored them. I answer in fullness, not fragments. You do not need to orchestrate your own rescue. You need only wait, trust, obey. The surprise is not punishment. It is a door only I can open. And when it opens, you will see that I have been preparing you all along. What feels like delay is not neglect. It is cultivation. I do not plant seed and harvest the next day. I water. I prune. I test the soil. I remove the weeds. And then, when the time is full, I call forth fruit. I surprise not with tricks, but with timing. Living in a world of noise. You live in a world of noise, a world that demands immediacy, that mocks waiting, that defines success by visibility. But I move in silence. I form in darkness. I send rain in drought. I resurrect what was thought dead. Even now, as you hear these words, I am doing something you cannot see. I am aligning hearts, shaking structures, closing old doors, and preparing a new one. You think you need more strength? No, you need more surrender. You think you need more time? No, you need clarity of purpose. The surprises I bring are not chaos. They are alignment. When I suddenly promote, it is because I have tested in secret. When I suddenly convict, it is because I have given space for repentance. When I suddenly open a door, it is because I have closed all counterfeits. When I suddenly expose, it is not to shame, but to heal what was festering. Practical instructions. Do not ask me for predictable steps. Ask me for the grace to follow when the path bends. I took Noah by surprise. I gave him a task that made no sense to his generation. He obeyed, mocked daily, building something for a rain no one believed in, until it came. And when it did, only obedience mattered. I will ask you to build things others do not understand. Obey anyway, for the door will close suddenly, and what you build in faith will be your ark. I came to Jacob in a dream, wrestling him into a blessing. I marked him with a limp so he would remember the encounter forever. I changed his name, not with a ceremony, but in a moment of surrender. You will wrestle too, and when you do not let go until I bless you. For in that blessing is your new identity. You do not have to be perfect. You must be willing. You must be alert. You must be found watching when others sleep. The nature of holy surprises. My surprises are not cruel. They are holy. They recalibrate the soul. I'm not done surprising this generation. I will lift up voices from hidden places. I will raise deliverers no platform saw coming. I will convict leaders who have grown comfortable. I will pour out dreams on the young and wisdom on the old. I will answer the cries of the oppressed. I will unseat the proud and restore the broken. My spirit will move where institutions failed. My glory will not be packaged. My name will not be franchised. And my surprises will cut through every man-made plan. You ask for revival. Do you mean it? Because revival is disruption. It is me showing up when you least expect, in places you deemed unworthy, through people you overlooked. I do not need your permission. I need your surrender. I surprised them then. I will surprise again. Watch. Wait. Be ready. I am coming, not just in the sky, but in your midnight hour, in your breaking point, in your field, in your cell, in your silence, in your storm. When you least expect it, I am the Lord. I do not change. Amen.